If you don't know the three signs that you need to hire, your business could blow up in your face very quickly. And obviously, we don't want that. We don't want you starting at a lower revenue number, just trying to climb back up to where you once were. So in today's video, we're going to go over the three signs that you need to hire. The first sign that you need to hire is client fulfillment starts to slip. When you first start your agency, it's super white glove, everything's high touch because obviously you're the one fulfilling it. You are super invested inside of your business. But as it scales more and more, you're going to have less time to give to your clients. So little things are going to add up and the client experience is not going to be what it once was. You may have a couple contractors in place. You may have some full-time employees. But as you keep adding more and more clients, it's just not going to be the same thing that it used to be. This is that first sign that you need to hire. As you kind of build your agency, and let's draw you the agency owner here, the online business owner. You've been going to the gym, getting strong, eating the steak and rice or whatever the gurus tell you, maybe some hair. Your business needs to get a little bit more productized, right? You don't want it to be something that is custom all the time. It's really impossible to scale something like that. And if you're trying to scale something like that, it better be something that's very complex. So you can charge a high amount of money for that and something that's very, very specialized. The thing is about running an agency is you are most likely a commodity in the eyes of your clients. There's thousands of other people who are running the exact same thing as you. Here's your business, agency A, there's agency B. You sell the same thing. Maybe it's media buying, maybe it's email, e-com design. There's tons of other people who do the exact same thing. So the thing that separates you from these other agencies here is simply just the client experience. And if you're a client, why would you go trust agency A if agency B is selling the same thing, but maybe for 2K less, 1K less? It's very quickly going to become a race to the bottom, making it a commodity and making it a place where you can't actually make that much money or deliver that good of a service. So the only thing that separates you and agency A from this agency B, your bad competitor, is the client experience. And once that starts to go, your clients are going to go to other places. You'll bring in some clients. They're not going to send you referrals. They may work with you once. They're going to go work with someone else a second time just to kind of try out the waters because everybody is the same. You don't actually build any type of connection with them. And the way you build it is by that customer experience. So you can have customers over several years and decades who have high trust with you. And even though there's cheaper alternatives in the market like this agency B here, they will stay with you just because of the white glove service that they get. Client experience is the lifeblood of the business. And the first thing to go after the client experience is the referrals. And so if you don't have consistent referrals coming in, which most agencies and smaller businesses really rely on referrals, the problem is it just puts you into like this tailspin, right? You just go into this little hole of not having business. And now you've done a bunch of work and your next month is less profitable. And you're like, this doesn't make sense. We got a little overloaded. We signed a bunch of clients, but we didn't get any referrals and we didn't grow. So this is just a momentary spike in revenue. And what happens is with this spike in revenue, let's just switch to another color, green. Everybody likes green, money. You go up and you're like, dang, we really need to hire right here. This is where we need to hire. But you don't because it's too busy. So then you go back down again. And you're like, well, now I can't hire at this point because I don't have the capacity to justify it. Goes up again because maybe you get some more referrals, you fix your stuff, 2-3 months later, you get to this point and it goes back down again because client fulfillment and client experience starts to slip. So this is that first symptom of why you need to hire or when you should actually hire is when this client experience starts to slip or right before, preferably, so it doesn't impact your bottom line with a loss of referrals. The second sign that you need to hire is you're really just bogged down with a bunch of tiny little tasks. All those little annoying like email tasks, send out little contracts, day-to-day content updates, little client communication things. All these types of things are things that you didn't envision yourself doing all day when you got into business as a business owner. They really just weigh down on you. And here's a little weight here. Let's say this is 1 ton. And this is really what it feels like. Another wonderful drawing here. 1 ton. We're going to say ton 1. And it's just weighing you down. And the fact of the matter is all of these little tasks, all these tiny micro tasks are just VA level tasks. And you're just a glorified VA at this point. And you may be running an agency that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K a month. but you're doing a bunch of these little VA tasks, and they really, really add up over time. So 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here. Just track your time over about a week, and you'll see how much time you're actually wasting. And the solution isn't just, okay, now I go hire a VA, right? And I'm one of the hiring people, and I'm saying, hey, the solution is not to go hire. First, you want to automate all this stuff out so you can see how many of these little things that you can just eliminate and not have to deal with ever again. Because it doesn't quite make sense to hire someone inside of your agency for some of these most basic tasks if this can just be automated with AI or one of the countless Zapier or Make Wizards that we have here on Twitter or LinkedIn or YouTube. And so, yes, this is a sign that you need to hire, that you're bogged down with a bunch of tiny tasks, but it's not always the first step. The solution isn't always hiring right off the get-go. Once you automate a lot of things and you find yourself still dragged with 1-2 hours of different admin work, 2-3 hours of maybe fulfillment work, that's when you go hire. So that's how that pertains to the second thing, where you're bogged down with the tiny tasks. It's not the most annoying little tasks that could easily be automated. It's that next level of tasks. Now, the third sign that you need to hire is you're turning off lead gen because of capacity. Now, here's you again, little agency owner. You've been working too much on your business. You lost your muscles. And there is a big flow of clients coming in. Maybe you got some referrals, you got some press, you turn on a new lead gen method. Something's happening where more money's coming to your business, more people are wanting to work with you. You have a little faucet. Let's use black. Little faucet. This is a little thing to turn on the faucet. And here you have all these deals coming out, these leads actually. And what happens is people, when they're on that revenue kind of upswing, that uphill to where they're almost reaching capacity, they start thinking in the back of their mind, what happens if I close all these clients and I can't fulfill? That's going to torch my brand. That's going to hurt my reputation. I'm going to get less referrals. I never wanted to be like one of those gurus that basically just no ships an info product or no ships a service. And so they decide, well, I should just reach around and turn off this faucet, right? They're like, oh, I should just turn this off. Hey, we only take 2 clients a month. Yeah, 2 clients a month. Oh, we've paused on acquisition so we can really focus for our current clients. Sometimes you just don't get to choose when the leads are flowing and falling out of the sky into your lap. There's momentum that's just shining down on you where you're like, hey, I've closed every single sales call this week. We've got more clients coming on and on. You can't be the person who turns this off. It's like praying to God and being like, hey, I really need you to grow my business. I really want to make this work. And then he allows it to rain and you just turn it off. You're like, no, like I couldn't deal with it. Well, you're just going to stay at that revenue level. And so if you're passing up on new opportunities because you don't have like the bandwidth and you can't pursue them because you don't want to hurt reputation, the answer is hiring someone who can take care of that current client work so you can get to that next level. So you can get over that hump. If you're at 15, 20K a month, so you can get to that 30, that 40K a month. That's the solution with this third sign, is it is hiring. It's not about, oh, I need to turn off this lead flow so we can really dial in our results. Like, you already know what to do. You just need to be able to replicate yourself. You need to build a training program inside of your business with a new hire that will take them from 0 to hero to your level of competency in the fulfillment very quickly. And so you never want to just turn this off just because you have to change lead flow because of capacity. You don't get to choose when the deals are falling out of the sky. And another problem to mention with turning off lead flow is all the people who heard great things about your service because the client success was so good. They're just going to go over back to your competitors over here, to agency B, who's just like your agency, who does everything you do, but cheaper. And when you look at like awareness in the market, you've got those people who are, just not even aware of their problem, their solution, anything like that. Somehow you brought these people into your funnel. Maybe they learned about you through content, cold emails, whatever it is. Maybe they also saw some ads or whatever. You're bringing them down the funnel of awareness, doing the hard work, taking someone who doesn't know anything about your solution or they don't even know they have a problem, and you're just siphoning them off right to your competitors back over here at Agency B. So you're doing literally 70% of the work on the marketing side, and Agency B, who you never heard of, is getting all of the extra profit, right? And so that's really why you can't turn off lead gen because of capacity. Like it's a really bad excuse. So when we recap the 3 signs that you need to hire, the first is the client fulfillment's going to slip. You're going to get stuck kind of in this up and down arc because you have this client fulfillment not as white glove as it used to be. It's going to hurt those referrals, the amount of people who get sent over to you for each client that you sign. And you're going to be stuck at a lower revenue number wondering, okay, what happened? We were just so busy. Why didn't we capitalize and stay at this new level of growth? We're now back down to, the pits, 10, 15K a month in that range. The second sign is you're bogged down by a bunch of different tiny tasks, right? So a bunch of things that can be automated, maybe a bunch of things inside of fulfillment, maybe it's a bunch of client fulfillment, things that you should hire for, things that you already know how to do in your sleep. This is where a lot of people hide. They're like, oh, well, I'm doing work in my agency. You don't want to just become and build like a job for yourself. You're like self-employed where it's like, okay, well, you created a 24/7 job for yourself where you're just doing client fulfillment. The third sign is that you're turning off lead gen just because of capacity. You don't have the capacity to work with more clients. The problem with that is you're basically warming up and getting all these people down this funnel just for your competitors to exploit and use, because you've taken them from being aware about their problems to being aware of a solution, and then they start searching for other alternatives because you turn them away because we only work with 2-3 clients a month to maintain our specialness and maintain the quality. You need to be able to replicate yourself inside of your business if you actually want to grow and hit those next revenue numbers. So instead of having to deal with the declining client experience, being bogged down with a bunch of little tasks, having to turn away clients because of capacity to your competitors, if you have the ability to attract and ramp up talent quickly in a repeatable process, you're going to be able to capitalize on everything that falls in your lap. You're going to be able to build your business to higher levels than it's previously been at. And so that's what we do at Zaboda. We're going to help you find A players from around the world. We're going to make sure that they're ramped up and onboarded correctly and help you succeed on taking your business to those next levels. If you want to know more about how Zaboda works, go to our site, zaboda.io. Look at all the case studies. If you feel like chatting, then book a call, and we'll be happy to see how we can best serve you.